Alrighty. Let's head on down there. I was gonna record Paper Mario today, but then my entire computer froze in the middle of an episode, and I'm like, oh, great. Well, that really deflated my enthusiasm there. So I'm switching to a different game to at least not just repeat what I did for the last half an hour to try to re-record an episode. Oh God. Ah, it's you, sir. The lady you're looking for is inside. Okay. Can you get her for me? Sure. I mean, I would, but... it's a bit complicated. What, is she busy or something? No, she's free. It's just... we didn't model the inside of this building, so... Spit it out already. Well, I realize I'm actually in a pretty awkward position here. But if this woman really is the one you're looking for, then, yes? Could you, maybe, figure out a way to skip next month's inspection? A bunch of new workers from Korea just arrived, you see, and another raid would ruin us. I'm begging you, think of all the good I'm doing for these people. Uh-huh. Then I guess it wouldn't kill you to pay them, right? Huh? I'm saying you need to give these girls the money they deserve. Don't just skim off the top because you think no one's watching, because someone is. Treat your workers with respect, and make sure they earn a decent living. Do that, and I'll see what I can do about the inspection. Maybe we can even be civil. Understood. It'll happen just as you said. You have my word. Okay, then. Let's see who you found. Oh yeah, they probably didn't model the inside of this building.
Eh? 25年も経ってるのに変わらない人もいるもんだ。やっと会えた。ずっと探していたんですよ。
You're Yasuko Saejima, right? Huh? There's something I need to know about the shooting in 1985. Something only you can tell me. I don't know about any shooting. Hey, don't be so tense. You can trust me. I told you I don't know anything. Whoa, what's wrong? I'm one of the good guys here. Oh, we finally got you, you little hussy. Well, you're Shibata's men. Probably his bottom-rung goons, by the look of it. What, you ditched the money grubber for this dickhead? Not that I give a rat's ass, you still owe our boss a visit. Now you're coming with us. We wasted too much time on you already. Sorry, but the lady and I have business to discuss. So why don't you buzz off? You think we take orders from you? Should have watched that mouth, pretty boy, because it's about to get swollen shut. Is it, though? Has that ever happened? Ever? Definitely a big speed difference, which is nice to have back, but I definitely, after playing half the game so far with the, with the ability to do the charge moves at the end of combos, that should really put an oomph at the end. It definitely feels missing the moment it's gone. Yeah. Whoa, what am I doing? Oh, right, it's a multi-part grab. Ow. My heat. I can't see anything without my heat. Oh god, that's not an arrest. I thought he would do the arrest thing at that point. Jeez, what a waste of time. What the heck? She's gone. Hey. Your people took her somewhere, didn't they? What do you care? She's probably popping bottles with the boss right now. Or popping his bottle, perhaps. Stop feeding me bullshit and tell me where she is. Fine. Guess we bought him enough time. They're probably at the Tokyo Bay docks by now. Really though, I wonder what they're doing to her. Nothing good knowing the boss. Damn it. I need to get to the docks right away. Better catch a cab. Is she the same woman from the beginning of the game? She has to be, right? Because they even said you dumped the money grubber for this guy. Which would be Akiyama, right? I haven't seen her for a while, so I'm like, what does her face look like? God damn it. Because her hair and clothes are different, right? Even if it is her? If it is the same person. I should just double check it at some point. I better get there in a hurry. I'm in such a rush. But first, this sub quest over here. All right, I'll spare us this time. There's enough like urgency to it that it feels especially weird right now to wander off. But that's kind of a problem in general. In the Yakuza games, there's just a lot of moments of like, wow, I better get there right now. But then like, I think there was I was neglecting the subquest, I think in Zero, the one that where I was getting used to this formula, because of the fact that like it was like, well, this really seems urgent. I should deal with this right now. But it's like the whole story is high stakes, so it's always urgent sounding. So it's never a good time. Saejima had a fantastic excuse for side quests, which is good because chapter 3 he basically did all of his entire campaign side quests in one chapter. But he was just like, hey, I'm back in town. It's been 25 years. Where's my old boss? Could use some leads here. So you could put that off indefinitely for side quests. It's a great narrative hook for that purpose. Ah, shit. I don't think I need to prepare. How bad could it be? Very bad. That guy's got a bat. I get her back in one piece. Time to burn through these guys. Miko Shiba. You got a big bad boss health bar. You can tell somebody's supposed to be some kind of boss fight when they have a health bar that's always on the screen. Yep. It's a little weird when said supposed boss fights some dude that isn't even, he doesn't even, in this case he wasn't even introduced, so it's like, who's that guy? Mikoshiba, the boss. What? Who? The pink one, man. Oh, I can't throw him in the water? Can I throw you in the water? No? Losers. All of you. What was that heat action for? I missed what it was, who it was. Yeah, win. Nope, loss. Hit him, hit him. Oh, he's a multi-room boss, and yet I don't know who he is. That's kind of funny. Oh, it's a reflection. I was like, is there a hole in the world? I've never really seen that in Yakuza, I don't think. I think. Alright. Might be worth double checking. Do I even have healing items? Yes, okay. I should be a little more careful. I'm a little low damage. I'll take any levels you give me. Oh, it decreases the difficulty of arresting people. I didn't know that arresting had a difficulty. I've never seen a prompt for it yet, I don't think. So I guess you mash Y. Hey, it snuck in. The prompt says triangle. That's funny. So that particular detail snuck into the game. So there's an arm lock where you hit X after you grab someone and then get up by kicking. Those are good things to get, I think. Yeah. You, special boy. Punish, punish. Nope. Ow, fuck. You. Get out. Ah, his dodge is bad. Because I'm supposed to do this. He doesn't like try to evade at all. He like slightly dashes. So I just got hit. A toughness emperor from the... Did it come out of him? Hey! They literally vanished. Is there gonna be a cutscene of him flying into the next piece of debris and clearing it? Is there a secret back here, or is it an invisible wall? Okay. You can see inside of there a little bit. There's not anything inside that entire building. Nope, I think we take that hallway. Thought there might be an item lying around or something. You had to be pretty strong to push that. Yeah, as difficult as Saejima was to use against all those, especially the early, actually difficult fights. Boy, you could clear somebody's health bar out. It feels almost weird to switch to somebody that I would figure this character probably does less damage than even Akiyama does. Alright, we got healing items for days, so we're good. Well, Toriner's just heat, I think, right? Oh. Wow. You're gonna basically build this whole dock up for that lady, huh? Did you throw a knife or a cocktail at me just now? I saw there was something, but I interrupted it with that attack. Boost rush combos up. Isn't a rush combo just all of my attacks? What is a rush combo? I feel like rush made more sense when I had like stances or something, because I was like a mode. I assume rush combo just means my, you know, my attacks, which are most of my everything. I mean, getting them up a level seems pretty obvious to save up for, I guess. Should probably get that. All of your attacks will be good now. They were bad before. Oh, that explains that. Ow. I've got a wrench. Oh, it's slippery. I thought it... wow. Really slippery, apparently. I thought the whole point was to, ow. Motherfucker. Alright. Can I attack across it without falling? How? How do you not fall when you're moving? I can lose a little bit more. Okay, I can't use the walking button because the left bumper only works there, but this lock-on button seems to work. Owie! There you go. So just hold down this lock-on style button or whatever. Is it gonna be fire now? Yes. Yep, I figured there's gonna be a fire threat at some point. It was weird not to have one. Who would have expected that I would do more? I would take more damage from falling than the fire. Got away from the fire, fine. Was that guy named? I'm sorry. Was that guy's name Baba? Did I see that right correctly? Did I miss a chance for a Baba is wall joke? I mean, I said it now, I guess. If his name was Baba, it might not have been. Briefly thought the first guy was named Baba. What? A gun? It's a gun! Why would you be afraid of me? You have a gun, you fool! You had one chance! That's so fucking funny that he has a gun. And... so he had a gun and those guys got their asses kicked. So he cowered because that's what they do sometimes when you beat some dudes up. But he was all the way over there with a gun. Did he not understand that situation? That was remarkable. He just gave up his entire advantage of being long distance with a gun. I see you're supposed to be scary because you have health bars. But how scary are you? Ah! Stop it! No! Gun bad! No gun. You're lucky I don't have any of those cool Yakuza moves from other games where I could, like, instantly heat action somebody just for holding a gun and stuff like that. I need those disarm heat actions. It's part of the reasons why I hunt straight for the heat actions in this game, is because I'm conditioned for them to be useful utilities, but they're kind of not. They're mostly just different ways of beating on somebody that you've already gotten advantage over, either by... Nope. Oh, I haven't seen this thing for a while. Did we get this a single time as... Whoa, I fucked him up. Did Saejima ever get a feel the heat? I feel like they skipped on him and it was Nakayama mechanic. But we had it last game too. Oh, you guys are fucked. I just hit Super Saiyan. Intense, rough combo thingies. Rush, yeah. And a better evasion won't hurt. All my attacks are stronger. Ow, ow, ow. He has a knife still, though. By knife, I mean Savard. Stop it. Jesus, let me get up. Stop it. Oh, he still has a gun. There we go, got that. I just leveled up again. Holy crap. I guess he's a boss fight. Enhanced parry. Your sword is useless against me because I have super bullshit. This seems overpowered. Are boss fights, like real boss fights, immune to it or something? It seems incredibly abusable. It feels like... Ow. Okay, I need to heal though. I'm messing it up. It makes me feel a little bit like the enemies do. Hello, I'm just gonna take you over here real quick. This makes me think of all those boss fights where you just can't hit them ever, and you're like, I want to work. It's like, well, now I got a little bit of that. Doesn't even take skill. It's a really, really wide open window. Not exactly dead or alive levels of like really being predictive. It seems everything's going quite smoothly. Simply lay low for a while and wait till the storm blows over, then things can proceed. Got that, alright? Yeah. Understood. Oh my god. The 6th chairman will never suspect you're hiding here. Quite the bargain for just one finger, wouldn't you say? Heh. Even that little charade of yours, nice touch. I'll be meeting with Katsuragi tomorrow afternoon to work out the finer details of the truth. Bruce, I see. And the location? Kamurocho. Some place called Cafe Alps. Oh my god, the murder site? But is Kamurocho really the right place to hold a meeting so out in the open? Tojo headquarters could easily discover the link between you two. It's fine. Katsuragi and I have a perfectly good reason for being seen together. If anything, people will just assume I'm offering a further apology, or at least I can spin it that way. Of course. But I do see why it might worry you. Especially with this woman, and the unexpected headache she has caused.
Masaka. こんな女が今世間を騒がせている連続殺人事件の犯人だったとはな。どうして柴田組の関係者ばかりを狙ったんだ。
仕方なかったんです。1億なんて用意できると思わなかったから。
何おかしなこと言ってるんだ。なるほど。なかなかいい女だ。これなら男は色仕掛けに引っかかるってわけか。
柴田組長、もういいでしょう。この女が柴田組の関係者を殺して回っていたことは確かです。殺してしまいましょう。私の方で始末しておきます。
まあ待て。
組長。
俺はな、どうしてこの女がうちの連中を殺して回ったのか知りたいんだよ。それに この女の色仕掛けがどこまでのもんか試してみたいもんじゃねえか。
あんたはもう用済みだ。
どういうことだ。荒井。
心配しないでください。これも計画のうちなんですから。この女の仕事は終わってない。まだ必要なんですよ、我々にはね。
我々だと。
ええ、そうです。私と桂木さん、それにあと数名の協力者にとってね。
お前桂木の方に寝返ったのか。
柴田さん、勘違いしないでください。私は花から柴田組と組んでいるつもりはない。最後に教えといてあげます。25年前の事件、桂木さんと手を組んでいたのはあんただ。そうですよね。あの事件、あんたは自分の出世のため桂木さんに手を貸した。でもそれ以来、あんたは事件の真相をネタに桂木さんに見返りを求めすぎた。桂木さんにとって今のあんたは邪魔者でしかない。それじゃ。
警察だ、銃を捨てろ。おい、しっかりしろ。25年前上野義治の襲撃事件を仕組んだのはあんたなのか。あの事件にはどんな裏があるんだ。おい柴田、しっかりしろ。
Okay, she's still there. I thought for a second that he had time to take her. I'm like, what? Pretty brutal to shake somebody full of holes. It's just not a nice thing. Oh, that's the chapter done. That was a quickie. I mean, it's not Saijima quick though. The first one was pretty quick, but then Saijima chapter 2 was like 30 minutes long. Took me back to the Kiwami 1 days, where I was getting caught off guard by them not being Yakuza 0 length and all that. Yeah, okay, so we're more actively engaging with the Yakuza and everything. I have to double it's a rough situation, but sometimes I'm like, shit, do I need to go back and Google some of the names? But that's dangerous, obviously.
This この店は俺がアジトのように使ってる店だ。警察とはつながってない。安心しろ。
どうして？どうして私のことかくまうようなこと。
この店特製ブレンドの中国茶だ。その辺の適当な茶とは味が違う。とりあえずそれでも飲んで落ち着け。
She really surprised me because when she took off with the 100 million yen.
あなた警察の人なんでしょ？
そうだ。
さっき柴田が話していたこと聞いてたんでしょ？
ああ、聞いてた。
じゃあどうして？
簡単だ。 俺は生活安全課の刑事だからだ。殺しは専門じゃない。
でも
それにたとえあんたが殺人をやっていたとしても俺にはあんたを捕まえることができないんだ。殺人の証拠がないからな。だから証拠が揃うまではこうして身柄を拘束するしかない。まあ任意同行に付き合ってるくらいに思っといてくれ。
どうして私の身柄を？あなたの目的は何なの？
俺はずっとあんたを探していた。10年前からずっとな。今から25年前、1985年4月30日、あんたは俺の親父と会う予定になっていた。この日の夜、親父は荒川から水死体となって発見された。冴島靖子さん、刑事としてじゃない、父親を殺された一人の男としてあんたに聞きたい。あの日あんたと親父は何を話したんだ？教えてくれ。
I got really caught off guard because when everyone was after her and she needed 100 million yen, and I guess it may have not been specifically said, but I kind of was under the impression that she was going to take off the moment she had the money and disappear, and it's like, I promise I'll pay you back one day or whatever, but she's definitely going to like take off and be gone. Because I guess maybe that was never even said, but it just felt like the sane thing, like, because, you know, everyone's trying to murder her and is chasing her down at the same time and all that. Now I'm curious. I'm trying to remember if Minamo stated why they were looking for her. Yes. Okay. They've been hinting at this throughout the game a bit. They've been sneaky about it. So Saejima kept saying in a few side quests that she had a sister, if I remember correctly. He might have said Yasuko. I don't remember if that's true or not, but he definitely said he had a sister when he was talking to the little boy. And when Majima arrives at the end of the Akiyama campaign, he says that he like because Minamo's after her just like everyone's after her, and you're like, we gotta kick Minamo's ass and we gotta protect her. This woman that's using a pseudonym and wants 100 million yen. But then when Majima arrives, he reveals that he's trying to protect her, which would make sense because he knew that it's Yasuko Saejima, which is the sister of the person he betrayed or let down, I guess, because he didn't really betray him. He literally lost his eye because he refused to betray him. So that's kind of brutal that he even is in a point where he'll say that he betrayed him, because it's like, dude, you lost your eye specifically because you didn't. You just couldn't escape because you were betrayed by the system around you and all that. Pretty shitty situation to be in, by the way that both of them were in different families but bound to each other. Like, there's just so many ways that can go badly when all these different people go after each other and so on. It's just not a good fit. So now we know she's Yasuko Saejima. It hasn't been stated outright, but I would imagine she's on a revenge mission over what happened. She might not even know that Saejima broke out. It might just be a massive coincidence that Saejima broke out of prison and came back to Kamurocho right when she's in the middle of this plan. It's actually really funny that Saejima doesn't even slightly catch wind of the fact that she's even around or that any of this is happening. So, like, every other character so far that we play as meets her pretty much immediately and is engaged with her story, but the one that would be most invested from the outset is the one that actually is completely in the dark on this. It's got to come up at some point. Like that will converge. You're his son. What did you and my dad talk about the day he was murdered? Nothing. I waited for him, but I never got to see him. He didn't show. No, I was supposed to meet him at a cafe in Kamurocho in the early afternoon. Cafe Alps? But he called me in the morning and asked me if we could reschedule for that evening. Did he say why? I don't remember exactly, but he said the hit was a setup. He said, your brother pulled the trigger on these men, but he wasn't the real perpetrator. I'll have proof of it soon, so hang tight. You mean someone else was involved, and he was on to their identity. So Tanimura has been involved with the conspiracy from the start, just because his dad had information about it and tried to give it out, and then died. So he's already invested. That's our context for that. He doesn't have to learn about it or anything because he knew about the conspiracy from the outset and has immediate personal stakes. Before your father hung up, he said the hit wasn't as simple as aggression between two Yakuza factions. He said it was part of a much greater plot, orchestrated by a powerful force. The last thing he told me was, take care of yourself. What did he mean by a powerful force? I never figured that out. But when your father never showed up, I got scared. I left Kamurocho immediately. I see. Can't blame you. So your father was... You think because of his investigation of the case, somebody had... Looks like it. But what you told me shed some new light on things. It did? I always thought the person who killed my dad was either from the Tojo or the Ueno Saiwa. But something just never seemed right. How so? A cop killing normally raises a firestorm in the force. An extra thorough investigation always follows because it's one of our own. But my father's death was classified as accidental, even though it was clearly murder. That just doesn't happen. So it's good. It's significant that he was immediately characterized as being outside the force and not particularly loyal and involved, because yeah, he probably believes his dad was killed by someone in the force, or they were involved because they clearly are covering up his death. Do you think that powerful force your father mentioned was responsible for killing him? It's possible. Maybe my old man came across something he wasn't meant to see. If that's true, this whole thing's even scarier than I thought. But back to you, Yasuko-san. Why come back to Kamurocho after 25 years? And why are you bumping off Shibata family members? Does it have something to do with your brother? Don't worry. Even if you tell me the truth, the police won't do a thing. None of my superiors are likely to believe a word I say anyway. Guess that comes in handy for once. Please, I need to know. I was contacted by a man named Katsuragi of the Ueno Saiwa clan. He told me he'd save my brother, but on the condition that I brought him 100 million yen, or agreed to murder. Katsuragi said that. How'd he even get in touch with you? This was several months ago. I was living out in Chiba when I got a call from a man who claimed to be a detective from Tokyo. I know someone who can save your brother. How about I introduce you to him? He said this right out of the blue. Wait, this was someone from the police? Yes. And because it was the police, I never thought to question it, so I rushed here as fast as I could to meet this mystery person. Who turned out to be Katsuragi. That's right. What did he say to you? He told me he was one of the victims of the shooting 25 years ago. And if he testified that my brother wasn't the killer, the case would have to be re-examined. Which would mean he could be released. Oh, for the price tag of 100 million yen or murder? Yes, but 100 million is such an impossible sum of money. So you choose murder. Why did Katsuragi... You have 100 million yen, though. Why did Katsuragi send you after people connected to the Shibata family? He didn't mention anything about them belonging to the Shibata family, but... He didn't mention anything about them belonging to the Shibata family, but... He did say eliminating certain individuals would help prove my brother's innocence. Certain individuals. Now I think he wanted to silence the people who knew the truth about what happened. Exactly the opposite of what you wanted.
なるほどな。これで一つ見えてきたな。25年前の事件、桂木と柴田は裏で繋がっていた。おそらく柴田は25年前のことを餌に今も桂木を脅していた。だから桂木と協力関係にあった新井に殺された。冴島大河が行った上野義治襲撃事件にはもっと裏があるはずだ。問題はどうしてあの新井が桂木と手を組んだのかだ。
まさかこの前起こったあの抗争事件ってのも？
ああ、最初から仕組まれたもんだった可能性が高い。あの25年前の事件と同じようにな。桂木に鎌をかけよう。
え？
新井ってやつの話じゃ、桂木はまだあんたを必要としている。あんたの身柄を餌にして交渉すれば桂木も取り合わないわけにはいかない。
ちょっとまーちゃん、でもそれじゃこの人の身が。
何も本当に身柄を渡すわけじゃない。向こうはこの人の居場所が知りたいだけだ。身の安全は保証する。どうだ、それでいいだろう。
断ります。
どうして？
だってそれじゃお兄ちゃんは助からないから。私には桂木の証言が必要なの。
安子さん、あなたは桂木に脅迫されて命の危険を冒してまで殺人をする羽目になった。あの男が素直に証言するはずなんてない。それなのに今でも桂木の話信用するっていうのが。あんたの兄貴の無実は俺が証明する。それに俺もどうしても親父の殺された理由、あの事件の真相が知りたいんだ。
勝手ね。
え？
あなたに何ができるっていうの全部自分のためだけじゃない。
安子さん、
私にとってお兄ちゃんは全てだった。お兄ちゃんが大好きだった。本当に大好きだった。25年前のあの日、お兄ちゃんがいなくなってから私はずっと一人だった。あなただけじゃないのよ、寂しい思いをしているのは。全員憎い。ヤクザも警察も桂木も真犯人なんてどうでもいい。私はもう一回お兄ちゃんに会いたい。それだけなの。
Yasuko-san, please, I need your help. I swear I'll reunite you with your brother, and you won't have to kill anyone. Well, you've already killed people, so... He's not much different than you. All he wants is justice for the murder of the father he loved. Can you find it in your heart to help him? Please, look at me. Alright, I'll help you. So I think we're supposed to take away essentially that this guy has a genuinely sympathetic motivation and he actually might be a decently upstanding guy who is honorable and wants justice and all that, and he actually might have a decent moral head on his shoulders. They just might have bungled that a little bit. I don't know. I feel like he's supposed to come across more positively than he has, because they definitely keep doing all the stuff like, oh wow, he helps this community and he's got this like inner circle of like all these friends, like the people at the margins of society are big fans of him and all that, and he's like going out of his way to help people and stuff like that, and he's helping her. He helps her just on a whim, essentially. Well, not on a whim, no. Never mind, because he specifically was tracking her down and everything. But he gets invested in her. It's just the opening scene of him playing mahjong and the reveal that he neglects his duties and so on. Like, I don't really care if he's doing his cop duties that well or whatever, but it's like it's this kind of thing that's coded as being a negative trait and being in a negative direction. But much more significantly is the fact that he threatens violence constantly on anyone who dares snitch on the fact that he's, you know, playing mahjong while he's on duty. It's like, okay, that's not a justification of violence. And then there was the whole look the other way thing about really distressing stuff, where it's like, I feel like the flaws they might be sprinkling in for color might be actually overweighing the good traits they're trying to express that he has. Because I think the game's trying really hard to make us think that he's actually a pretty cool dude, and I maybe should operate under that like viewpoint, but I don't think they nailed the landing on the way up till now. All right, I'll help you. You will.
これは
カムロ中央パーキング、そこに止めてある車の鍵です。その車のトランクの中に1億円入っています。
え？
私は葛城の命令に従って罪を犯しました。最初は1人か2人殺せばいいと思ってた。けど葛城の要求は止まらなかった。次から次へ人を殺すよう私に命令してきた。でも私はもう人を殺せなかった。殺したくなかった。だから借りたんです。
誰にですか？
スカイファイナンスの秋山さんって方に借りました。
スカイファイナンス。
そのお金はあなたに預けます。もし葛城がその1億円で兄の無実を証言してくれると言ったら、そのお金を渡してください。
それはわかるんですが、どうして私に？
私は今から沖縄に行きます。
今からですか？
あさってが兄の死刑執行日なんです。兄が前にいた東京刑務所の刑務官の方が教えてくれました。
お兄さん、今沖縄の刑務所に？
はい、つい先日移送されたみたいです。あくまで内密にということで教えてくれました。多分私が25年間毎日面会に通い続けたからですね。結局一度も会えませんでしたけど。
25年間毎日。
もう時間がないんです。だからもし死刑執行が止められなかった時は、せめてお兄ちゃんの近くにいたい。私は谷村さんを信じるしかありません。どうか兄のことよろしくお願いします。
Well, that's some intense irony right there, isn't it? Are we... I've never been given any reason to think we're changing time. Yeah, the game hasn't given us, like, time at all, I don't think. So, as far as I know, we're playing chronological order, like, all these scenes play end to end or something, right? I don't know. Getting some Witcher vibes right now a little bit, the show, where I'm just like, what's going on? Because there's in The Witcher, there's 3 parallel storylines that are playing, and the show doesn't really tell you, but over the course of watching the season, you intuit like, oh, these are happening on different time scales. Like one of these is taking place over the course of like decades, and one of them's taking place over years, and the other one's taking place over the course of like a few weeks. That's the only way that this season can make any sense. This isn't like a Westworld style twist or anything weird like that. It's like it's just basic observation, and you're just like, oh, okay. They're pulling a sneaky sort of weird thing here. Because when you cut back and forth between different perspectives, let's say like in Game of Thrones or Walking Dead or whatever, just any show that has multiple perspectives of people that are set in, that are different locations, you generally assume that there's a vague chronological order of the scenes unless you're specifically told that it's a flashback or 1 week ago or some kind of context. That's just kind of the standard for storytelling. And I'm definitely realizing that this game has not in any way communicated whether the campaigns of these characters take place simultaneously or one after the other. And I'm definitely inclined to think they take place one after the other because Kido showed up in the first and second campaigns, and we didn't have any reason to think that we were seeing him sooner or anything. And then now, in this case, she has the money she got from Akiyama. So I'm going to go with the assumption that the campaigns take place in the order that they're being seen in, and these scenes are all happening after each other. So this guy's entire campaign takes place after Saijima's campaign has concluded. That's further reinforced by the fact that we saw Arai, and he showed up in Akiyama's campaign, and so this must be taking place after that point in that storyline. There's a few things going on here. One, definitely was doing a double take on the idea that she was going to give away the 100 million yen until she said it was to help in order to get the guy to testify. I was like, what are you doing? If you're not going to pay it, then just give it back or whatever. There you go. It sounded like she had a choice, either kill these people or get 100 million yen. But then when she got the 100 million yen, she's now not going to go with the deal. But then again, she was convinced that instead of killing people that would somehow reveal what happened and free her brother, she thinks she was being told to kill the people who knew about what happened, and therefore further dooming him because no one's left to know about it. At that point, the money should be useless because you can't do the original deal with him that he claimed you would, because you don't trust him in the first place because you think he's lying to you on all fronts. So that doesn't work. But then she probably knew that before she took the money from Akiyama. So is this just like a crazy gambit that she's just hoping she'd meet a character that could get him to testify via the money somehow? Her plan seems desperate and shot in random, despite the fixation on a really big number, and she seemed like she had a specific goal at the time then. It all seems very iffy there. But what I think might be a borderline plot hole, everything else is just me trying to figure out character motivations, and that's just like a whole thing, and it's like, okay, sure. People can make bad choices, and also I can not fully understand the intricacies of the conspiracy and all that, and I could just be missing details, especially since I struggle with names, where there's enough names floating around that sometimes I'm like, oh shit, oh yeah, that guy, fuck. We haven't seen him for like 10 hours, and that kind of stuff. But what I see as a borderline plot hole is supposedly the cops in this town were like, it's a loud car, they were fucking everywhere looking for Saejima in Chapter 4, which is like, now, basically? Like currently the entire town, the entire region seems to be on some kind of heavy alert looking specifically for Saejima. Like, I guess they might be trying to keep it hush-hush who they're after to some extent to like the public, because they don't want the fact that a guy from a black site escaped and is now in Kamurocho, both for the panic reason and for the reveal of the black site. But isn't this guy a cop? What, does everyone in the department except him know? Like, I get that we're framing him as kind of an outsider, but he still is an employee, right? This is why it was a little funny earlier when they said that he, like, no one would trust anything I say anyway. I guess that comes in handy this time. And I'm like, how do you work there if no one trusts you? What the fuck? How are you even employed at this point? You neglect your duties, no one trusts your word? That's just pretty distressing if you can't, like, it's a little surreal if you know what I mean. But it's a little distressing in context, the idea that they employ a cop who they don't even trust the word of in the first place. What is your goal here? Does he have leverage or something? Is he unfireable for some reason? Maybe that's what we'll find out. I'm just, what the fuck's going on there? But yeah, I'm kind of confused by the idea that he doesn't know Saijuma's in town somehow, despite being a cop, when Saijima made a ruckus when he was here. Like, even aside from other things, you think he'd hear some gossip? Like, he was, like, on top of all the cops being after him, he was in the Death Coliseum match in front of countless witnesses where he was outed by name. So tons of gossip was happening around that. And immediately after that, the police were after him. So I thought that word got out. Because, like, why wouldn't word get out? Like, everyone's like, I saw this murderer in a cage fight and so on. Like, what? All those people are just perfect, have like a perfect record of behavior, of never spilling the beans on anything. I don't believe you. I just don't believe you, honestly. But then even if he didn't find out, even if it didn't find out from the fact that the cage match happened, there's the fact that all the police are after him, and then there's the fact that Majima did that comically big display just for Saijima. You're going to tell me no one noticed that, and no one that noticed it happened to pick up on who the people involved were in any way. It's like there's I feel like there's too many data points where Saijima's presence could get out there. And yet, not only did his sister never notice his presence in this town during his entire storyline, Tanimura didn't, despite being a police officer who's actively looking for his sister and anyone named, he's looking for someone named Saijima actively. You would think that the fact that another Saijima is around would at least, like, ping once, and then he'd be like, oh, fuck. But no, she's gonna go to Okinawa for the execution of someone who's not there. That's, whoops. Oh, well. That's my little rant where I'm just like, what's going on here? And I'll be first to admit that, like, the stories in this games are complicated enough that I could totally lose track of some details, and always do. But it definitely narratively feels weird what's going on right now. Yasuko-san said the key was for a car she left in the central parking lot. Hope no one broke into the trunk. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, be a hell of a fucking narrative destroyer if just some random person just got it. It'd be like the money that gets buried in Fargo. Seriously. Guess there's only one way to find out. This is such an intensely criminal town, like, violently and always. It's just so much that I would immediately be like, someone's gonna break in and take it. It's like, just at random, basically. Like, it's not even somebody who knows about it. Someone's just gonna strike pay dirt. Like, half the characters I play as in these games feel like they might do that themselves. Hope you got lucky!